Now, for more on this development, let's talk to financial analyst and CEO of Finance with Mukhtar Mohammed. He joins us live from Houston, Texas. Thank you for joining us on the program. According to the coordinating minister of the economy, the last time the Nigerian economy was stable was 10 years ago. And I'm quoting him now. It says, if we think back to the last time when the economy was stable, when it was growing and when inflation was low and the interest rate, was affordable, that period was about a decade ago. According to him, growth was about 6% in 2013 and 2014. And you know exactly that was just before the APC, took power in 2015. But what does this mean for the task ahead of this administration, Mr. Mohammed?
Thank you, Nifemi, once again for having me. And I'm happy you just put everything in context. That means from 2015 to date, the economy has been struggling. And it shows what I've been saying. I mean, that the worst thing that happened to this nation was the last 8 years of Buhari administration. They've practically killed the economy with policies that were not forward-looking. So I totally agree with what the Minister for coordinating Minister for Economy and Minister of Finance. I like the fact that he is the coordinating Minister for Economy and that of Finance. So yes, stability 10 years ago was achieved, and like he said, at that time we had a robust savings of about $80 billion. Oil price was almost at its height, at about maybe about $90 per barrel, whereabout, and also comparable to now where oil price is actually in their range, but again, we are not meeting the local production level. And then the bad time of it is the FX. There's a foreign reserve. Last time was 80 billion, now it's 35 billion or thereabout. And even if you look at that 35 billion, knowing fully well that we borrowed half of it from JB Morgan, then you said that it's even less than that. So again, it's a good thing. And not to forget that it also points to the fact that of the past 8 years since the APC government came to power, the CBN was also not able to audit their account. So it tells you how bad the economy was during the last administration. And that is why I think I'm happy that the current minister is saying it the way it is and also coming up with blueprints. But again, Nifemi, we've never been divorced of blueprints. It has always been implementation that has been the challenge. Whatever has happened before was because the CBN was doing both the monetary and the fiscal side. The CBN became both doing both monetary policy and also doing direct intervention in areas that fiscal side should have done, because the physical side was non-existent. So it's good that we are seeing a minister that is saying, okay, we'll synergize what the monetary policy is doing with the fiscal side. And he's not just doing it alone, he's bringing everybody on board, like you said in your report, the Minister for Budget and Planning, the PAMSEX, and everybody are there. And he said it's going to be a private sector-driven economy. And if you know the antecedent of the current president when he was governor of Lagos State, you won't but accept that it's going to be really a private sector-driven economy.
So let's look at how realistic this plans are. The coordinating minister of the economy is optimistic the benefits of subsidy removal will materialize with time. But realistically, how long will it take before the country begin to witness some measurable benefits of the removal? And, the last time the president spoke to the nation, he talked about saving 1 trillion naira, I think, in 2 months. How best can we also make good use of the subsidy funds?
If you are supposed to do a surgery 15 years ago, and you didn't do the surgery, and you do it 15 years after, I mean, at that time, your body is already not as strong as it was 15 years ago. So the healing process is going to take time. Like why I'm saying that is that subsidy should be out of this economy 15 years ago. It was not. And so it's going to take time, and that time also will be dependent on a lot of factors that we'll get right. One, are we going to start local refining of our petroleum product? That is not going to happen in 3 months. That is not going to happen, may happen in 6 months. They say the Port Harcourt refinery will still back on stream. Dangote refinery, we are still waiting for it to kickstart its commercial production also. So if you do that, then you can say that we'll begin to achieve subsidy. We'll begin to see the benefit of removal of subsidy. Other benefits, like you've pointed out, is in the area of revenue. those revenues that used to go in the sense of subsidy payment will be coming to the state. We just had one of 1 trillion within the Bola Tinubu came to power in May, and we are by June, it was in July, we already had the federation's account of about 1 trillion there. So definitely that shows you there's a lot of benefits. And now it's well on the government to begin to implement policies that will touch the ordinary Nigerian with those money that are saved from subsidy.
I'm just wondering, Mr. Mohammed, if we could save ₦1 trillion in 2 months, it sounded like if we keep saving at this rate, we'll be able to, independently finance our budget. Is that the way it seems?
It tells you that, yes, that's the way it is. We not only need to be able to sponsor our budget, we need to be able to come out of debt instead of having about 90% of our budget payment of debt. Remember, before now, they said we're going to spend about 6 trillion in a year for the payment of subsidy. And then the budget, the last administration made a provision till June ending, but President Tinubu said no, it has to go immediately, and we've seen the benefit. So what it means is that if it was the previous, if we have continued with subsidy statement, we may have been spending above 1 trillion because the fuel consumption will not be 46 million like what he's telling us now. You and I know that it would have been higher because before now we are made to understand that we are consuming up to 50 to 60 million per day. So definitely it shows that they got this right, and if they continue with if they have the tenacity to continue like this, in not only in the savings, because sometimes again, when an economy is starved of funds, then it does not help the economy. You need an economy that will have fun to galvanize the economy. The Nigerian economy needs a lot of investment because we are a consumer-driven economy, and if our consumer space are not working very well because of lack of funding, it will affect the general economy. So as much as we are saving, they will be putting some of those savings into the country in area of investment, maybe in power, agriculture, healthcare, and others. That also will have a snowball effect.
I'm afraid we have to go now. The NNPC Limited is saying oil production output at the moment is 1.67 million barrels per day. You mentioned the 46 billion liter daily fuel consumption since the removal of subsidy. This also includes cross-border leakages. That's down from 65 million liters per day before the cut in subsidy. But we are seeing, or rather we are waiting to see how all of this will translate into real gains for the average Nigerian. Mukhtar Mohammed, live for us, Houston, Texas. Hope you find your way back home soon. Thank you for talking to us.
Definitely, Nifemi. Thank you for having me. God bless you.